timing works and so on and so forth, so please feel free to take one. But this is something that will give you the fundamentals, and it's something that you can put up on the wall of your greenhouse and so forth. I mean, a couple of things to keep in mind in that regard. One of which is that plants need higher temperatures to germinate typically than they're going to grow. So, for example, it's quite possible for you to germinate something, say bring a flat into your house, put it by a wood stove, for example, get some plants up, and then move it outside. The specifics about which crops work earlier are very clear. As Lauren was saying, at this time of year we're basically looking at the early fast greens, the plants that are really fast out of the block. Arugulas, mizunas, tatsois, the mustards, the lettuces, others of the European greens, and so on and so forth. They're the ones that look the spinach. Those are the ones that will pop fast. Now, one of the things I should mention to sort of keep in mind at this point is that the freshness of the seed that you put in the ground in spring has a huge impact on how well those plants germ, and how quickly they come out of the blocks, and how resistant they are to disease, and how well they throw off predation, and how strongly they produce food for you in time. Most of us have no idea what fresh seed is like, because typically most of the seed that's coming to us through commercial seed packets, it might say packed for 2003, but that doesn't mean that it was grown out and saved last year. It could have been saved 6 or 7 years ago. And the federal regulations determining germination requirements for those small seed packets are very poor. And what you'll find is that if you have freshly saved seed from last year, say lettuce seed that you saved last year, and you saved it relatively responsibly, you didn't save it somewhere where the temperature fluctuations would come from hot to cold, and you put that seed in the ground next to some lettuce seed that you typically get out of a commercial seed packet, you'll see a very substantial difference. I don't need to know if seed was packed last year if seed was saved last year that comes to a seed packet. I can tell like that in a greenhouse when I see seed that it's fresh, and it's very, 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 very clear. And it's very important when we're especially in this difficult period in terms of spring and early spring. You'll find that if you have access to fresh seed there, it makes a world of difference in terms of how well your plants come up. They need all the extra help they can get this time of year dealing with the cold. Things grow much, 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 much slower this time of year, much more fragile, much more susceptible to disease, predation, and so forth. So all the help you can get them, very much the better.
If you have seed left over at the end of a year, how it is stored really makes a big difference.